All right, so we're back in the pool. I'm gonna be showing you guys maybe some stuff you can learn from my thought process against players at my level. He's playing the Scandinavian defense. It's a 10-minute game, by the way. And the Queen D6 version of the Scandinavian is very interesting. I'm just gonna play D4 here though, just developing. After he develops the knight, I'll develop my knight. A6 looks like B5 is a possibility. I like to play G3 here though, to get my bishop on this long diagonal. It also allows my F4 bishop to go to, well, this bishop to go to F4 and attack the queen. But let's just develop. So knight C6 was played. Looks like black wants to castle and apply some pressure here. Bishop to f4 is usually met by queen to b4, by the way. And if I push takes, there could be knight takes, but not now, because then he's going to lose this. But I think I should prioritize my development first and foremost. So let's go bishop f4, hit the queen. Usually they play queen b4 to apply pressure to d4 and ensure that they're attacking b2. Now, I could try to take here, but the queen is going to take. I'm thinking of playing queen to d2. He could probably just castle the king. I need to guard my b2 pawn. So I'm thinking of playing rook b1, he castles. Then I play a3, chase away the queen. My d4 pawn is going to be weak though. That's the thing. That's my only concern here. But I'm going to do something weird. Let's go queen to d2. If he takes, I have rook b1. So I think he has to just castle here. I'm just trying to finish my development as quickly as possible. I'm going to try my best not to lose my d4 pawn. But if I have to lose the pawn, then I'm going to be getting some compensation for it. Like, I'm also thinking of ways to sacrifice my queen. Like castle, push, and then take, sack the queen. But let's see. So he decided to castle. Now, what I'm thinking of here is to play a3. And if queen takes b2, rook b1 hits the queen, queen takes a3, then his b7 pawn becomes weak. My bishop is on this long diagonal. I'm going to castle my king and think about ways to sacrifice. I'm also thinking of playing d5, but let's play a3. I want him to take some pawns so that way I can attack his king. So if I'm able to castle on the opposite side of him, then it's just piece activity over material at that point. Okay, so he didn't take. He didn't take. It was too risky. Now, if I play b4, I think there are possibilities of knight takes b4. I think he wants to play e5 eventually. I'm thinking of castling so that way I'm able to play b4. So if b4 knight takes, I will not be able to take, but I should be able to play rook b1, knight e5. I think I'm just going to castle here. Oh, if I castle though, I may lose a pawn. So I think I have to go d5 first. d5 takes. Oh, d5 takes. And if takes, there's takes. All right, I have a little idea. Let's go b4. If the knight takes, I'm going to play knight e5 because his knight no longer guards the square. Because I'm not going to be able to take due to the spin, but I want to hit the bishop and attack f7. I want to open the diagonal for my bishop. I think I have to do something that counterplay here because I may be losing my d4 pawn. The Scandinavian could be very, very tricky, by the way. Very, very tricky. Especially since my king is in the center here. If I could do everything that I'm doing now, but my king was castled, then that would be good. So knight takes, knight e5, hit the bishop, threaten up 4. Yeah, I I like that idea. Maybe he's able to just pull the bishop back to e6, save the bishop, save the fork. But then b7 is weak. I'm thinking rook b1, then he has knight d5. So do I sack the bishop, then rook d? Okay, he didn't go with that. That was gonna be weird. He decided to play queen to a5, which is also very nice because my knight is under attack twice. So I still have to react to this move. And if I move my knight, I'm gonna lose this pawn. So what I need to do is add some additional defender to my knight. Let's do that. So let's go queen to e3. So if he takes, I'm always gonna take and attack the queen. So he's not gonna have enough time to take here. E5, I have no idea what that does, but because my king is in the center, I have to be thinking about ways in which he could open the center. Like maybe I take, then he sat the knight. The game is just so crazy already. So bishop h3 was played. Now knight to g4 is also a possibility whenever you see moves like bishop h3, but I should be able to just takes, queen takes, maybe knight g5, hit the queen, anything to regain back the tempo, or takes, queen takes, and just castle. So that way my king is safe, I guard d4. So there's two ways to do this. Takes, knight up. I think he has to play queen to h5 here to guard this. But then I won't be able to castle. That's my only issue. So I'm going to take with check. And then after queen takes, I'm going to castle. So now my king is castled on the side that I pushed my pawns on. So it's still weird. Knight to g4 is still an attacking move, but I could move my queen. And now I'm not going to lose my d4 pawn. So I guess I'm safe now. I mean, there is e6 because I want to play d5 myself for sure. So the queen went back to d7. Makes some sense. It also prevents d... No, it doesn't prevent d5. That was a weird move because now I'm able to play d5. Maybe knight g4? Why did he play that move? Okay, let's say I play d5. If he takes with the knight, then I take. Okay, what's the most aggressive way for him to defend against this threat? Maybe knight g4 and attack my queen. And then if I take, attack the queen, he sack his queen. And then I takes, he takes, I takes, then he takes my queen. But then I'm going to have two minor pieces for a rook, so that's good. So let's play d5 here. Think I'm winning. Well, he's able to move the knight, but if he moves the knight, then I have space. Like if he has to be moving his pieces back, then I'm winning. Like I don't see how I'm winning, but if he has to pull his knight back, then I'm winning. So he pull his knight back, I'm winning. Now I'm thinking of moves like knight e5, hits the queen. Queen has to go back to e8. That's the ugliest square for a queen. Ugliest square for a queen because he has to guard this. It's either that or he gets forked. So let's not waste time. Okay, so he pulled the queen back. How do I convert this? Queen to a7 I like. I don't know. It's just the most forward move in the position. I want to play moves like knight c6 actually. So if he takes with the pawn, then queen c7 is going to be mate because my bishop covers here. If he takes with the knight, then I take with the pawn and queen a8 is going to be mate. That's such a nice move. Queen a7 is such a nice move. His queen is trapped. His knight can't move. He can't take here. Okay, let's say he plays e6. If he plays e6, I still hit him with knight c6. And knight c6 threatens queen takes b8. Whoa. Knight e5, and it's crazy because I didn't really calculate the fact that I'm gonna go immediate like knight e5, queen e7. But if you put your pieces on the opponent's half of the board and just look for ways how you can invade the opponent's weaknesses, then this could happen. So I think I'm winning here. Okay, so he plays rook d6, which I did not see rook d6, which is weird. But if you have to play a move that put your rook on the same diagonal as my bishop, then you're losing. Let's say I still play knight c6. He takes with the pawn. Okay, I'm not going to play that move. It's weird. I'm going to play knight c4 and attack the rook. He's probably going to sack the exchange, but that's all I want to win this game. I'm not seeing any good checks, no captures. Can't attack anything, so it has to be knight c4. Hit the rook. I don't think I should try to play rook e1 and put my rook on the same line as the queen, but I think I have time to do that. Like I don't have to rush to even win this game, even though I should have some knockout punch. E5 I didn't see either, but I'm just better, right? If I en passant, okay, he's gonna trade, and then once I take back, he's gonna take with the queen or the pawn, but then I'm able to check him here. If I check him here and he takes with the pawn, I take the knight. If he takes with the queen, however, then we have a problem. So takes, queen takes. Okay, we have a problem. Okay, don't rush. Let's just take here, right? Yeah, let's just take here. Let's keep the threat. I could also take the rook, obviously, but he can't really move the rook. Queen d7. Now I'm going to take here. Oh, but he has bishop takes. He can't move the rook, so we're not going to rush to take the rook. I like knight to a5, threaten to take here. Okay, I need to speed up. Knight here, takes, knight takes. Okay, let me get my rook in the game. No, let me play knight a5. What am I doing? What am I doing? Rook to e1 next. Let me just get pieces in the game. Okay, rook b6. I can't find a knockout punch and he saved his rook. Knight a4 is not possible. Bishop d4 hits the rook. Bishop d4, knight takes, takes. Okay, that's losing. Let's hit the rook. The only way I lose this game if I get my queen trapped, and that is so possible. It's crazy. No, it's not possible. A knight going here, I still have this square. So now I want to just take here and then take here. I have to do what I'm doing in 59 seconds, which is it's crazy. I really didn't need to think for so long. He sacked his bishop. So let's take here. Now I'm threatening this. If he takes here, oh, but it attacks my knight. I didn't see that. Takes. So takes. Knight here. All right, let's just take. It's weird now. Then I take here. I'm up 3 points though. That's the thing. I'm chill. I can't win like immediately anymore. I want to get my knight on b6. That would be a fork. But if knight here, the queen takes. So rook over, rook d4. I'm threatening this and I'm threatening knight a4. I have 43 seconds on the clock. So if I check here, if he moves the king, I take. If he blocks with the knight, I take. So I think checking here is the threat. If he moves the king, I take. So he moves. Let's give the check. I think he wants to check here. If king up, I check. If king over, takes, check, king over. Okay, I'm gonna be threatening rook c8 mate. If he checks, I'm just gonna play king over. He has no more checks after king over. So let's take. I'm threatening a checkmate. If he checks, I go king over. He has no more checks. So he has to prevent rook c8. Queen to d7 loses the knight. Knight to d7. Oh, that's a move. What do I play? Check, king up. Maybe check him again. And then when he moves the king, I grab the rook first. I'm just trying to simplify. I'm just not seeing a checkmate, which is embarrassing. Okay, let's take the knight. We spoke about that. The king goes here. We swing this over with check. He blocks. I take here with check, and it's over because now I'm able to apply pressure to the pin knight. I'm now ahead by 7 points. He can't move the king because he loses the knight. Okay, here's Ants. Okay, I actually want to review this game. I usually don't review games, but this was weird because I think I was losing in the opening, and then I didn't think I played the opening well, basically. So knight f3, g3, all but move, best move. Queen d2 was a blunder. What? Bishop f3, bishop f3, knight d4? So how do I miss these moves? I mean, I was planning on taking here though. But then queen takes. I can't. Oh boy, that's bad. So a3 hits the queen. That was a mistake. That was a miss. I should have played knight e5 now. I was afraid of that. And then I started playing. Yeah, I just started winning here. That was just terrible. Yeah, nice. Yeah, and then I just eventually win the game. Okay, let's try that again. I'm I'm gonna try not to use that much time to think. Let's go knight f3, hit the pawn. And it's an Italian game. This guy's 2276. Okay, I like to play c3 after bishop to c5. At the high level, people really knows exactly how to play against this though. So it's usually a draw, but it could get very, very aggressive. So let's go d4 here. So what I tell the low rated people though is after knight f6, play d3, and after bishop c5, play c3. So now I'm basically hitting the bishop. Bishop to b4 check, knight c3 guard, and I'm basically already losing a pawn, but it's all a part of the plan. If they take the free pawn, I'm actually going to castle, allow him to take another free pawn, and he could be losing the game due to a lot of attacking resources. And the good thing about this is, the reason why I like this line is because the best way to refute the line is by black sacrificing a piece. But it's an easy line to learn. You just need to sack the piece and then gain back the piece. So let's see. So for example, he took the pawn. Here we're focusing more on development and piece activity. So now he needs to play bishop takes c3. That's the main move. Bishop takes c3 is the main move. Knight takes c3 is a mistake. Immediate d5 is a mistake. So bishop takes c3 was played, and this is where I was referring to. I actually should not take the bishop, because if I take the bishop, black is able to play d5. This is, you just need to play d5 here. Like once you know this, you should be fine. But black needs to pull the bishop back, and I'm just not gonna take the knight. Like this is usually where persons don't know what's happening, because you know you're attacking a piece that you should not take. He saves this piece, you still shouldn't take this. You should use the time to get your rook in the game, hit the unprotected knight. Let's see what black plays here. There's also knight e5 here, but that's the inferior line. It's crazy how he's using so much time to think. If this is a good sign, right? Because he should have immediately know what to do. He decided to castle the king, which is it's definitely something. If I take the knight, he gets time to move the bishop, and and then I go bishop to d5, but then he moves the knight, so I'm not necessarily winning material. I'm going to choose to take the bishop. It's usually best to choose to take a bishop over a knight. Now I'm hitting this knight, by the way, so he has to move it. I was assuming he's going to play knight to a5 and attack my bishop. I'm not going to give him that bishop, so I'm going to pull my bishop up and attack his knight. The good thing is he has a knight on the edge of the board. No, I'm not going to sit here act like I'm winning. I'm not winning because I'm down by a pawn. You have to remember that. I have something though. The reason why I'm not losing is because I have this massive development. The reason why he's not losing is because he has the extra pawn. Now, he decided to play rook to e1. He's basically just guarding his knight. I'm thinking of queen c2 to apply more pressure to the knight. Maybe he's going to play f5, and then I'll probably just play rook e1 and just apply more pressure. If he pulls the knight back, then bishop g5 I like. Then he has h6 though, that's the thing. So do I start with rook e1, knight f6, takes, but then he has queen takes. Wait. Queen to a4 hits both knights. Oh, but then he has knight c5. This guy's just having stuff. All right, let's start with queen c2. This is kind of weird because now it's very easy for him to play knight back. And I'm not really worried about this pawn just yet. I just want to start some form of attack here. So that way I could say I have compensation for sacrificing my pawn. So he has this knight on the edge of the board. That's something which has no squares to move to. But he's always going to be able to play moves like b6. I want to play c4 followed by bishop b2. That's such a nice diagonal for a bishop. If I go here, he plays h6. So I don't gain anything. So we're going to play c4 here. I'm actually going to take the long route. I'm just going to play down a pawn, knowing that I have the bishop here and I basically have the bishop on a dark square. I have the dark squared bishop. He doesn't have a dark squared bishop. So my goal from here should be to play along the dark squares. And I should get some play because that's where he's weak. So d6 I was expecting. I was definitely expecting d6. The plan was to play bishop b2. Let's not waste too much time. I'm currently threatening to win a pawn, by the way. If I take the knight, it's the main defender of h7. So I still think he needs to play h6 anyways. But how do I continue or make progress after that? I'm thinking of just playing h3. Just not allowing a bishop to go to g4. Or maybe just centralizing my knight, knight d4. You always want to centralize your knights. I'm also thinking of rook e1. Okay, bishop g4 was played. What he just did was not a bad decision actually, because if I take queen takes, I got back the pawn, but I lose my bishop here. I don't just want the pawn, I want the activity. So I'm gonna go knight to d4 because he's threatening to double up my pawn. So let's go knight to d4. I'm centralizing the knight. I'm not necessarily worried that my knight is in the way of the bishop really, because I just could move it if I need to move it. So h3 is still coming. I'm gonna chase his bishop out of my half of the board. Okay, c5 I wasn't expecting, but he needs to do stuff like that. Now, if I Empress on it brings the knight in the game, to take is a mistake. So that's something we're definitely not going to do. Knight b5 doesn't make any sense. He's just going to attack it. I definitely not planning on pulling a piece back. So let's go knight to f5 here. If he plays bishop takes, I take back, then I'm confident that me having two bishops versus two knights is compensation for the fact that I'm down by a pawn. So again, don't be going around sacrificing pawns thinking, oh, I sack a pawn, so I should be winning. No, the material is worth something. The same way how piece activity is worth something, material is worth something. So if he activates his pieces, then he's better because he's gonna have piece activity and material. But now he has material and I have piece activity. So b5 was played here. Yo, this guy's trying to counter attack. That's not a bad move. I mean, that's a pawn though. It's a pawn. Wait, what is it? I have to take the pawn. If I don't take the pawn, he's gonna take and pull away my bishop. I don't want to be a coward here. I could take, but then there's queen takes. I could sack the knight, but I don't. Let's just take. I'm not even gonna think about it. Let's think about it afterwards because I have more time than. Okay, that was the plan. Okay, that was not bad. If I takes, knight takes. Wait, I'm down by a piece? Yo, wait, what? If I takes, knight takes, bishop takes, I'm down by a piece. I didn't see that. If I go here, I lose. If I give a check, I lose. So maybe just take here. If he takes, then I take. And then if I takes, after queen takes, knight e3. And then after he takes this, I could take it, the queen. He takes my queen, I take his queen. But then he's going to be ahead by a knight. So after takes, queen takes, knight back takes, I have to play queen a4. Hit the bishop and the knight. Oof, I did not see that. So queen takes knight e3 should it should just be something where I'm not losing. Oh shoot, he has bishop e2. So queen takes. Yeah. Oh no. Queen takes. I have bishop e4 now. But let's say I go knight e3. Knight e3, he takes. I go queen a4, he plays bishop e2. Yeah, that's a problem. But he has rook takes. Oh my god. Wait, knight back. Takes. I'm losing. I can't go in that line. So I have to do it. Ouch. I didn't see none of that. So now he's just gonna take. And the two minor pieces is just better than the rook. Alright, how do I play here though? It's not the end of the world. Queen e1, knight b7, queen b4, but then bishop b3. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go queen e1. Queen e1 is just to attack the knight. Okay, he decided to do this, which is interesting. Because now he's basically giving me back the two minor pieces. Okay, that was something. I don't think he should have done that, but he has a pass pawn, I'm assuming. You could say the rook is currently kind of tied to this pawn, but queen d4 was such a nice move. And he's also attacking my pawn here. Okay, how do I get some counterplay? I have to do something. Queen c7, queen takes, rook here, queen takes, rook takes, rook takes. Or I could go queen here, queen takes, queen takes. Because if rook takes, I have mate. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go rook e1. I have to put my rook on the file. This is crazy. If he takes here, I should be able to take here. So he saw that. He moves the pawn. Okay, how do I do this? Maybe rook c1 now. And if queen takes, I push. No, that's a blunder. What am I doing? Push, queen takes. I'm losing. Maybe go here. And if queen takes, I attack the pawn. And if he push, I takes and I'm mated. Yo, this is weird. Okay, let's put the queen here. If he takes, I go here. I'm probably gonna be playing a chess match down a pawn. So let's go. Yeah, let's go here. Pawn push, I takes, he takes. He also has rook c8. Maybe I'm just gonna push. Takes, takes. Maybe not. Let's play h3 or g3. Just so that I'm not checkmated. Now I can freely play some moves. So maybe I'm gonna push my pawns up the board. That's a nice move because he now wants to do this. Okay, I'm gonna play a4, a5, b6, counter attack with a pass pawn. I'm just down by a pawn though, so yeah, that's something. Queen d3. He moves the queen again. Why? I'm not seeing why. Let's push. I need to play fast. He pushed the pawn. I think he want. Yeah, he's just gonna. His pawn is just too fast. That's the thing. Okay, let's do this. If he push, I takes. If he go here, I go here. Okay, hit the queen. Here. Takes, takes, push, push, takes, takes, push. Ah, okay, let's hit the queen. This is weird. Queen here. I go here. Takes, takes, push. Queen here is very strong. Yeah, this is over. It's over now. Ah. Yeah, that was weird. Because if I takes, he's gonna take, and the rook comes here. If I move, he's gonna push. Pass pawn is too fast. If I go here, he's gonna take, push, and I'm losing. And my queen is under attack. I have to resign.